Tonight on Apple Valley News Now at 6, we are talking fire danger after this brush fire slowed down drivers on I-82. Stacy.
And record-breaking heat wave continues. When are we going to see relief? Plus, I'll break all those numbers down for you coming up in my First Alert forecast.
All right, Stacy, also tonight we are checking in on the city of Ellensburg's efforts to create a new homeless shelter as they are facing some pushback from the community.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6 on your side.
Tuesday night, good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Austin Reed.
And I'm Alyssa Warner. We've got to get straight to your forecast. We are seeing record-breaking heat, Stacy.
Absolutely. Been tracking these numbers all day long. Let's see where we were and where we needed to be. 106 or higher would break a record in Tri-Cities today, and from 1905. Wow, that's quite a record. Pendleton had to hit 110. That would break a record from 1919. Walla Walla, 113. From 1975. But where are we now? 108 degrees outside on our Pasco Dust Devil Sky Cam tonight. Seeing a little bit of smoke and haze in the area. We'll talk about that in just a bit. We did break some records through the area as we are still all sitting in the triple digits tonight. Look at those temperatures all around the region. And here's who broke those records. Ellensburg, a new record of 103 degrees. Tri-Cities and Hermiston both hit 109 degrees today. Prosser at 106. So there's 4, and we'll have more because the record heat wave will continue. Again, reminders of what to do to stay safe during our heat waves. You want to drink a lot. Stay out of the hottest parts of the days. Try to stay in the AC and check on your elderly neighbors. Tonight, 71. That's all we're going to drop down to overnight. Plus, we'll see some light winds, so clear and warm. Tomorrow, there we are, 109 again. Hot, dry, and breezy. More than likely going to break some more records with temperatures like that. So let's recap. Clear and warm, record-breaking heat continuing. We're going to see some breezy winds, which will elevate our fire level in the area. Red flag warnings all through the region. Fire danger remains high. I'll get to all the details in your First Alert full weather forecast. Austin, Alyssa.
Thanks, Stacy. And when we talk about fire risk, take a look at this. Firefighters from multiple agencies raced to help deal with this fire along I-82 near Prosser this afternoon. That fire was first reported around 1:30. Our crews saw air support fly in a couple of hours later. State Patrol did have to close down part of the interstate from time to time because of the smoke from that fire and to give firefighters room to work.
There were a number of serious house fires around the 4th of July. For instance, the Walla Walla Fire Department responded to 7 firework-related incidents within city limits. But one of the families impacted were actually featured on Apple Valley News Now last week. It's the Lopez family from Franklin County who operate a legal fireworks stand. Fire crews from several agencies were called to Melody Lane in the Pasco area around midnight, just as July 5th was starting. When firefighters got to the scene, they found a home on fire with flames coming from the attic. Luckily, no one was home. It took a little more than 2 hours to get the fire under control.
And at first I thought it was a joke, like, can't be. And they said, no, your house looks like this with this type of door. Yep, that's us. We'll be there.
So the Lopez family operates the fireworks stand on Edison and Clearwater in Kennewick. They do this every year to raise money for their church, Faith Center International. How do you move forward from this?
I mean, just to consider all the factors as far as, being safe and, making sure you have a fire extinguisher near you on hand.
The family of 5 lost everything. They're now staying with family members in Prosser. When we first spoke with them before the 4th, they told me that fireworks safety is imperative. We even talked about the hotshot device they sell, which is a safer way to light the firecrackers.
We're going to continue to move forward. The fireworks stand didn't cause this, and we serve our community. We love what we do. And, and the youth, they enjoy working this. It's a form of fundraising for their youth group.
The couple's 18-year-old daughter, Jenna Lee, will be attending Wazoo in Pullman in the fall. Her enrollment papers are now due, so they are scrambling.
I did. So actually today, before coming here, I was running around everywhere trying to get everything done, trying to get all my paperwork ready, and thank God I did.
As for selling their legal and safe fireworks again next year, this won't stop them.
Even though we didn't have anything, this is what's more important here, right? Nobody was at home when it happened. We're all safe. That's what matters. All the stuff that got lost is material things. Years and years of hard work and stuff that we've gathered, gone in hours.
The Lopez family now has a GoFundMe page. This all comes as Joel Johnston is asking the community for help after a fire destroyed his father's home and RV in Yakima. Also on the 4th, Joel says a leaking propane tank caught a spark and ignited the blaze. Nobody was hurt. As for a cause for both fires we just talked about, still unknown. Both families have a GoFundMe page set up.
State and local health officials say a mosquito pool has tested positive for West Nile virus in Yakima County. The sample, they say, was collected from the Sunnyside unit of the Sunnyside Snake River Wildlife Area. So therefore has been no human or animal infections of West Nile virus reported so far in Washington this year. But health officials say to keep it that way, you should be using insect repellent, cover up with loose-fitting, long-sleeved shirts and pants when you're outside, and take steps to control the mosquitoes both indoors and outdoors. We have the full list of recommendations on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com.
And Alyssa, we have talked about how important it is to give yourself a break from the extreme heat we are seeing across the region this week. One option is the library. Mid-Columbia Libraries will be offering cooling centers for those who are looking for a place to cool down. The associate director with Mid-Columbia Libraries tells Apple Valley News Now that anyone is allowed to go in and take a break from the heat at any time that the libraries are open. He also says being able to provide this free resource to people in a time of need is what the library is all about.
I mean, that's what the library is. We offer resources to maybe people that don't have them, whether that's books, internet access, computer access, technology, and even something as simple as cooling. I mean, you don't think about it till you're in the hottest days and you're experiencing a broken AC or it's too hot to be anywhere else. And again, we're completely free. So while some other places you could go and cool down for a bit, they charge you to be there and we don't.
Libraries will serve as a cooling center for the duration of the summer. Other news tonight, the city of Ellensburg has been working on a plan to build an overnight shelter for people experiencing homelessness, but has faced community pushback.
And now Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us the city's plan for what they're calling a sleep center is delayed, but they are working on a stopgap solution for this winter.
The Kittitas Valley Ministerial Association has operated a temporary seasonal overnight shelter in Ellensburg through the winter since 2015, rotating between local churches and housing 4 to 20 people a night. But it's a shelter they can no longer support.
But it's become really difficult for the churches to continue with that just because it's so largely reliant on volunteers.
The city working on a more permanent solution, an overnight sleep center made up of individual pallet shelters. Experts reviewing possible locations picked their top choice, a property on Ruby Street and the site of Hope Source's incoming Pathways Affordable Housing project.
They had some extra room and they thought they could put some wraparound services there and it would be great.
The proposal received community pushback.
A couple local businesses, one's a daycare center nearby, so some folks that maybe had their children go there had some concerns about that.
So the city asked the public to suggest alternate locations for a short list to be discussed at a public meeting last month. Hope Source sent a letter to the city asking their site be removed from the list, saying, quote, while Hope Source believes that the Ruby Street site is likely the best of those sites in play, it is clear that site has become a flashpoint that is hindering the ability of the community to move forward and do the work of thoughtfully considering how to make the necessary sleep center a reality. 4 locations are still up for consideration, but
I think we're recognizing that it's not going to happen this winter, so we need to get something in place to fill that gap from the Ministerial Association not being able to do the cold weather shelter.
The city now teaming up with the county for a stopgap solution to run their own temporary cold weather shelter, a stationary one, open for 12 hours overnight between November and March.
We're just getting together and working on the RFP that will go out to find a contractor to provide the services. A location hasn't yet been identified. That's something that staff from city and county will work on, kind of looking at the market, what's available that could even work for this situation.
So that at least people have a safe place to go this winter. In Ellensburg, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Now, in the meantime, city officials say they don't have a set timeline, but they are still evaluating 4 possible locations for the permanent sleep center.
Tonight, we are talking about that record-breaking heat. It's our big story of the day, and we could see some more records broken in the days to come. Stacey Lee is tracking the heat wave and rising fire risk. That's next on Apple Valley News Now, live at 6.
It's a celebration of cab this summer in Walla Walla. Take part in special tastings of rare library wines, enjoy intimate winemaker dinners, and gain access to premium cabs during the wine panel presentation and tasting. Tickets are on sale now at wallawallawine.com.
When it comes to remodeling your bath, there's fact and there's fiction. Fiction. Some bath remodels just cover up water damage. Fact. Bathfitter inspects and cleans your current tub area, and we make any necessary repairs before installing our product for a watertight fit. Bathfitter installations are built to last, with a lifetime warranty to fit your expectations. Get the bath that fits you. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
We've upped the stakes in our summer-long Winning Gone Wild drawings at Legends Casino Hotel with over $80,000 in cash and a 2024 Jeep Gladiator up for grabs. Break free from your backyard weeds and head to Legends Casino Hotel every Thursday in July. Use your Legends Rewards card to pile up entries, and you could be exploring the wilderness in a new Jeep Gladiator on July 25th. When your winning nature calls, go to Legends Casino Hotel in Toppenish.
See, you got yourself a new hat.
Yep, had to. Fired up and fire Biden.
Now, well, first we got to deal with that congressman, Newhouse.
That's easy. Not voting Newhouse.
You know, he voted to impeach Trump. I'm not voting for no Newhouse.
How about Jared Sessler?
Sessler the vegan?
Jared Sessler's a vegan.
He's a vegan and he wants to tax our beef.
There's only one choice.
Now, there is only one choice, and that's Tiffany Smiley.
Tiffany Smiley it is.
And
I like her.
Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Why is my internet slow? There's only 16 devices connected.
I'm so over this. My cable internet bill just increased again.
My upload speed is so bad, I can't even run a stream without buffering.
Defeat cable lag. Switch to Ziply Fiber, America's fastest home internet. 25 times faster uploads. $65 less a month in cable. Ziply Fiber. Call 1-888-GO-ZIPLY or visit ziplyfiber.com/GoZiply.
Communist China poses an economic and national security threat to America.
And Dan Newhouse is the leader in Congress fighting for our security.
Dan stood up to Communist China and wrote the bill to stop them from buying up American farms and ranches.
And Dan's working to secure the border and stop the flow of deadly Chinese fentanyl through Mexico and into our communities.
Where Joe Biden fails us, Dan Newhouse fights for us.
I'm Dan Newhouse, and I approve this message to stand up to Communist China and to secure our border.
STCU is pleased to support Apple Valley News Now's Restaurant Showdown.
64 restaurants, 4 regions, 1 champion. Get ready to make your voice heard in the Restaurant Showdown. Coming soon from STCU, Les Schwab Tires, and Whitman Hill Winery.
It's a celebration of cab this summer in Walla Walla. Take part in special tastings of rare library wines, enjoy intimate winemaker dinners, and gain access to premium cabs during the wine panel presentation and tasting. Tickets are on sale now at wallawallawine.com.
ET and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra. Welcome back. It appears that interest rates won't be going lower anytime soon. This morning, the head of the Federal Reserve told lawmakers in Congress, even with 11 interest rate hikes within an 18-month period from 2022 into 2023, we're still not seeing inflation drop to levels that the Fed is happy with. The Federal Reserve Chair also told lawmakers he is keeping an eye on the job market. He said if more people start getting laid off, the Fed may have to lower interest rates, even if inflation is still higher than their goal. And starting next week, Target will no longer accept personal checks. The company says since most people aren't writing checks anymore, they're going to switch to only accepting other forms of payment like cash, credit and debit cards, or virtual options like Apple Pay. That change officially happening July 15th. We've been talking heat and wildfires, and a group of teenage backpackers found themselves facing both in California over the weekend.
Yeah, Michelle Bander reports the teens are now safe and back with their families because they stayed alert and knew what to do.
Thank you. Grateful parents showed their appreciation to the rescuers who found their sons. Thank you. The 13 teens, ages 16 to 19, neighborhood friends since kindergarten, can finally relax in Cascade Lake after their all-night ordeal escaping the Royal Fire. How's the water feel?
Amazing. Even better.
Relief. So relieved, so happy. It's just, that period of time when you don't know what's going on. And it's like, I know all these kids are capable, but yes, it's a pure relief.
Placer County Sheriff's deputies doing a sweep of the area to warn hikers of the Royal Fire knew the group might be in trouble when they found their cars parked at the trailhead of the Palisades Tahoe Trail. That was 8 o'clock Sunday night.
Not sure if they, got caught up in the fire or, were trying to outrun it or trying to get back to their cars. We weren't sure how they were handling the situation. So
the teens had a plan to move away from the fire with one of the older hikers familiar with the trail, and he knew where to go. They shared photos of their campsite and the plume of smoke they knew they had to get away from.
So I can't wait 2 hours. I go fishing, go swimming. And I look and I just see what looks to be like a campfire, but it spreads.
They hiked an extra 5 miles to the other side, the sheriff's helicopter spotting them, their parents waiting to greet them.
We knew that they were okay and they were safe, so that was a huge relief when we heard that. But to see eyes on them was good.
That was Michelle Bander reporting. CAL FIRE investigators believe that wildfire may have been started with a campfire.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
Well, let's start with a look outside and look at that temperature, 108 degrees. Yes, record-breaking heat today here in the Tri-Cities. Our humidity is very low, 17%, and that's going to continue, which elevates our fire levels. Our feels like temp 106 and our sunset tonight 8:49. Now, you may notice the haze sitting over the area. We do have some area fires that are bringing some smoke into our atmosphere, which is impacting our air quality. In fact, we're starting to get to that unhealthy zones. And once you start seeing the orange and the red, this could be unhealthy air for folks that are sensitive to that. We're in the moderate zone in the rest of the area, but nobody's in that super unhealthy zone, but definitely impacting air quality. Majority of our smoke in our region right now is from the Pioneer Fire near Chelan, which continues to grow. It's at over 10,000 acres and only 14% contained, burning all of that fuel that creates a lot of smoke in the atmosphere. Let's take a look at our futurecast smoke. You'll see those hazy conditions tonight. It's going to kind of persist and hang around, but we're going to start to see a shift in the winds tomorrow. That's going to increase our fire danger, but it's going to also blow that smoke mainly out of our area. So smoke and haze will start heading off to the east with those winds. We still have red flag warnings all through the region. Pretty much the entire western part of the United States has either red flag warnings or excessive heat warnings, as you can see here on this map. So very, very hot as we continue with this heat wave, and there's no relief in sight tomorrow. Check this out. We see that circular heat just spreading through. These darker areas of pink are where we could see record-breaking temperatures up to 20 or 25 degrees above normal. Let's time things out for the next 12 hours since it is still in the triple digits tonight. You'll finally drop down about 92 degrees by 9 p.m. in the Tri-Cities. Overnight lows only getting down to just barely under 70 degrees, so not a lot of heat relief. And it only stays in those lower levels for a brief time before we start heating right back up. 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, we start seeing the temperatures rise up into the 70s. So there's what it looks like tonight in Yakima. Hermiston, very hot there tonight, staying in the triple digits through 8 o'clock this evening, dropping down into the 90s by 9 p.m. Right at 100 degrees, Walla Walla at 8, and then you're going to drop into the 80s all the way up into midnight tonight in Walla Walla. So very, very hot. Very hard to recuperate from that, so try to stay indoors and make sure you're drinking plenty of fluids. Hot, dry, and breezy tomorrow. Very elevated fire danger in our region. Let's take a look at our 7-day planning forecast. We could potentially be breaking more records on Wednesday. We still have several alert days. We have a brief cool down on Thursday, down to 99, and then we're back in those triple digits as we head into the weekend. Tri-Cities, if we hit 106 or above, we will break a record set back in 1975. We stay in the triple digits all the way through Tuesday of next week. Walla Walla drops down just below 100 on Thursday. You'd have to hit 114 to tie a record from 1975. Triple digits for the weekend. And in Hermiston, if we hit 105 or above, we will break a record set back in 2015. And as you can see there, triple digit heat. Also, the gusty winds, you really feel that in Hermiston, down the Columbia River Gorge and the Yakima and Kittitas valleys tomorrow. So be very fire-wise. Austin, Alyssa.
All right. Thank you, Stacey. Still ahead here on your news at 6. Yet another close call up in the air, now under investigation by the feds. We're hearing audio from the pilots next.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino is shifting into high gear with the $160,000 Ultimate American Road Trip. Win free play gas cards or cruise your way up to $50,000 cash every Friday and Saturday. Earn entries every day and multiply them on select Mondays. Then, on July 27th, win a new Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Wild Horse Resort and Casino. More winners, more often.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I am in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be here.
Let Quantum Legal protect you and be your champion on the legal battleground. Whether it's a fight for justice in the face of criminal accusations, personal injury claims, or workplace accidents, Quantum Legal is your unwavering ally. An aggressive offense is your greatest defense. Quantum Legal is the sword and shield you've been seeking. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
Do you like this one? I think this is my favorite. Okay. Hon, what do you think of this one?
When it's time for an update or complete remodel, Rebath is with you every step of the way.
Wow, is this going to be ready in time for the baby?
Absolutely.
From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $500 off your tub or shower update.
Want to test drive U.S. Cellular's nationwide 5G coverage for free?
Here we go.
Hey, I wonder if U.S. Cellular lets me stream in my... Yep, it's working.
Download the U.S. Cellular Tri-Us app today.
This is Rhonda. She's a soul line dance instructor. And this is Rhonda's Good Feet story.
I love dancing, but I had foot pain and hated the fact that I had to sit out a couple dances. But since visiting the Good Feet store and wearing the arch supports, I definitely have not felt the pain. I am able to dance longer, feel happier. My energy levels have increased. Once that energy gets into you and you're feeling good, double spins.
Get back out there with arch supports from the Good Feet store.
Farming at any scale is often about using what you have at hand to get the job done. Life definitely gets a little easier and more enjoyable when you have the right tools. It's important to me to be a good and reliable farmer, and that means taking care of the environment too. I want to see the valley continue to thrive and provide food long into the future. I just love what I do, and I wake up every day thankful to provide healthy, local food to my community.
Stop by today and feel the power of Pingree.
Welcome back. As the FAA is working to bring in more air traffic controllers, we continue to see close calls between planes. The latest happened in the sky above upstate New York, and it was all caught on camera. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has a look at the video.
The FAA is investigating another mid-air scare involving passenger planes. Audio captured the confusion in the cockpit.
Wait, who's cleared to take off on 2-way?
Watch as a Delta plane was taking off from Syracuse, New York. At the same time, an American Eagle flight was about to land. From the video's angle, it appears the planes came dangerously close as a stunned police officer watches, seemingly convinced the planes were about to collide. According to flight data, the planes were separated by 700 to 1,000 feet vertically, but it's unclear how close they were horizontally. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Well, still ahead tonight, the WIAA is weighing in after a transgender athlete won a state championship. That's coming up in the next 15 minutes.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Apple Valley Eats.
All right, so my job here is the food and beverage executive chef. I've been here 10 years. Started off here as an entry-level cook. I was given the opportunity to step into the executive chef role, which is the position that I'm in. I've been in that position for about 6 years now, almost. What I do here, I handle not so much the day-to-day operations, but everything that goes into the menu planning, the SOPs for all of the cooks, recipes, ensuring all the recipes are all the same, the consistency, the vision of the food and beverage department as far as the aesthetics, what is it gonna look like, what does the food preparation look like. We have everything from catering, fast food, employee meals, which is a cafeteria style setting, and then obviously our bread and butter, what we do, a buffet here at Legends. What we like to do here is try to keep our team members happy, try to be versatile with them, try to be flexible, whatever needs that they may have. We try to accommodate. We do have childcare here on property, so if somebody needs to drop their kids off at childcare, that option's always there. You could come into our department with no experience at all, but we're gonna show you how to hold a knife, we're gonna show you how to cut vegetables, we're gonna show you how to cut meat, we're gonna show you how to use all the equipment. Is the comfort of knowing that I'm gonna have my consistent 40 hours a week. And that goes from everywhere from a dishwasher all the way up to my position. It's another benefit of working here at Legends. I like to think of it more as a career rather than a job.
As sheriff, I arrested rioters, rapists, and mass murderers, locked up human traffickers who preyed on women and children. On my watch, everyone was accountable. Despite being the Attorney General for 12 years, Bob Ferguson does not take responsibility for the rapid increase in crime and homelessness, businesses moving out of state, and jobs lost. And he thinks he deserves a promotion?
Dave Reichert.
Save now with stock reduction savings in Bi-Mart's latest savings book, including $50 off an Avanti 5 cubic foot chest freezer. Bi-Mart, your employee-owned membership store.
Life can be hard. With Culligan, your water doesn't have to be.
Stop thinking, let things happen, and be the ball. Better yet, see the ball with K2 Vision RLE. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts. Apple Valley News Now, recently honored by the Society of Professional Journalists with first place awards for general excellence, breaking news, health reporting, and video series. We all like awards, but our mission is to serve you with news that gets results. We are Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
STCU is pleased to support Apple Valley News Now's Restaurant Showdown.
64 restaurants, 4 regions, 1 champion. Get ready to make your voice heard in the Restaurant Showdown. Coming soon from STCU, Les Schwab Tires, and Whitman Hill Winery.
Well, as we are talking about the extreme heat hitting the entire West Coast, it could have an impact on the lavender harvest. The owners of one small farm in California now say they have already changed their workday schedule to keep harvesting despite triple-digit heat.
When Mother Nature says it's ready no matter if it's 110 out or 85. We got to get it off the plant and processed.
Triple digits really hinders us during the middle of the day. We just need to take a break and stop and kind of split our day. So we'll work until about noon or 1 o'clock and then let the temperatures cool down and pipe back up in the evening.
Yeah, the owners say that they typically have been starting the harvesting at 5:30 in the morning. Got to do what you got to do.
I love my dog, but I'm not sure we're going to take a walk at 5:30 in the morning. I will say that the triple digits just won't quit. Stacey Lee is talking about some potentially more record-breaking heat in your first alert forecast.
Plus, we are tracking a fast-growing fire in Oregon amid rising fire danger here in our area.
But first, we're going to take you to Pendleton for a joint summit focused on fighting domestic violence. The news at 6:30 starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6:30 on your side.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, the Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla Indian Reservation's Family Violence Services is hosting a tribal, state, and federal summit focusing on domestic violence.
And it's underway right now at the Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Riley Fitzgerald has a look at some of the resources available.
It's a 3-day event here at Wild Horse Resort and Casino, walking through various aspects of addressing intimate partner violence. That started this morning. This year's summit follows the 2022 Violence Against Women Act renewal, which expanded tribal courts' criminal jurisdiction to cover non-native suspects of sexual assault, child abuse, stalking, and sex trafficking. I talked with Desiree Coyote about how this recent legislation is impacting tribal nations in our area and about what's next.
Oftentimes, when systems step in for domestic violence or sexual assault, they take care of it right then and there, and then they're gone. But for the victims and the families impacted by the violence, it's a lifelong process. So sometimes the way that the policies or laws are written, it does more harm than good to those who are entangled with the systems.
The push for change started in 2010, when tribal nations were given the ability to prosecute non-natives who committed domestic violence on tribal lands. In 2022, that was extended to include sexual assault crimes, child abuse, and property damage. While that change is important, Coyote says this summit at Wild Horse is meant to bring the systems forward to understand why these laws are important and how to incorporate them in a way to benefit the people. She says right now, the language in the laws can sometimes hurt more than help.
But when you take a look at where our children are, Indigenous children are, and the number of them that are in the juvenile system or jails or trafficked, and many of them are because the system removes them from home.
She says they're trying to make changes happen now, not in the future.
We've made those changes at the state level. Now working with Oregon Department of Human Services in regards to child welfare, I want to say the last 5 years, in how they work with families who are impacted by domestic violence and children. So still more work to do there.
The event continues tomorrow and Thursday, expanding on those topics. It is free to anyone. Reporting in Pendleton, I'm Riley Fitzgerald with Apple Valley News Now.
All right, Riley, thank you for that. Well, a wildfire burning near Medford, Oregon has burned more than 3,000 acres, and it's still spreading at this hour. Officials are calling this the Salt Creek Fire. It was first reported on Sunday, and as of this morning, containment was listed at just 2%. Fire officials say in addition to the usual fire dangers, the weather is making their work more difficult.
We have firefighters from lots of different agencies here. When firefighters got on scene, it was about 2 acres in size. Due to the heat and the wind and how dry everything is, it grew very quickly.
This part of southern Oregon is seeing conditions very similar to what we are experiencing here, with triple-digit temperatures and breezy conditions.
Now, we haven't seen that much smoke, but goodness, we did see a fire earlier today on I-82 near Prosser. It's just a tinderbox out there, Stacey.
It is a tinderbox, and it is extremely hot. Let's talk about record-breaking temperatures. I'll step out of the way. These are the temps we had to hit to break some records. 106 today. Tri-Cities breaks a record from 1905 from this day. Pendleton 110, Yakima had to hit 107, Walla Walla 113, Hermiston 104. This is where we are right now in Yakima. We were just under the record, so you can see that smoke and haze in the area. We are seeing some impacts on our air quality. 105 right now, winds are 7 miles an hour. Humidity extremely low, 12%. That increases our fire danger. Let's take a look at temperatures elsewhere around our region. A lot of us still sitting in those triple digits, and you're going to be be there till about 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. We did break records today in Ellensburg, new record of 103. We hit 109, Tri-Cities and Hermiston, 106 today in Prosser. Overnight, we don't cool down a whole lot. We're in the 70s. We'll see some light winds tonight. That's going to allow that smoke and haze to develop in the region. Tomorrow, more record-breaking heat possible with temperatures close to 110, and then those gusty winds pick up. So that elevates our fire danger with those breezy winds tomorrow. Look for more record-breaking heat. Clear and warm tonight. Stay indoors. It is just hot out there. More to break down in your First Alert full weather forecast. Austin, Alyssa.
Alrighty, Stacy. A huge storm that set records for the Atlantic hurricane season has downgraded from a hurricane, but it is still bringing severe weather from Texas and towards the East Coast. Laura Aguirre has the very latest.
I went outside to look for it, and I saw it. It was coming.
Coming at him, a tornado fueled by Beryl's powerful winds in Benton, Louisiana, Monday.
It sounded like a train, like a big freight train was right on top of you.
The freight train of Beryl roared ashore into Texas Monday after a long and deadly trek through the Caribbean and Mexico in recent days.
It happened like super fast as I was going downstairs to check on my son. That's when I heard the big crack.
Haley Laredo's mother-in-law is among the multiple storm-related fatalities in Texas and Louisiana, killed when a tree crushed the Laredo's home in Houston.
It really had my heart racing because there was a lot of unknowns. I did not know his whereabouts.
Tom Webb's father, one of the lucky ones, narrowly escaping a similar fate when a tree smashed his home in Jasper County. Beryl's winds also causing widespread power outages, leaving millions of people across Texas sweltering in oppressive temperatures, according to poweroutage.us. The Houston area especially hard hit.
We will get your power on as quickly as possible.
The city's mayor says thousands of additional power crews are mobilizing to bring customers relief, and several cooling centers in the state are now open. Meteorologists have the record-setting triple-digit heat wave continuing from Texas up through the western U.S. until week's end. They're also now tracking post-tropical cyclone Beryl through the Midwest and Ohio Valley, bringing with it the threat of tornadoes and heavy rain in the hours ahead. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
On Washington, D.C. tonight, the NATO summit celebrating 75 years of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization began today. Now, after Russia attacked Ukraine in February of 2022, President Biden repeatedly warned that any attack on a NATO ally would prompt a military response from the United States. Ukraine is not a part of NATO currently, but the summit this week is expected to result in a pathway that would allow Ukraine to join the alliance.
Protesters will not be allowed to march through a security zone outside the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee next week. The ACLU and the coalition to march on the RNC 2024 filed a lawsuit saying the city's plan to keep protesters away from the convention violated their free speech rights. This week, a judge said they have a right to protest, but the city has a right to set regulations limiting how and where it happens. A transgender athlete won a high school girls state championship, and that's prompted backlash across the state of Washington, including right here in our area.
Yeah, but the WIAA says the rules have actually been in place for more than a decade. Marissa Rio has an in-depth look at how Washington looks at gender in high school sports.
This isn't the type of video you'd expect to go viral. The Washington State 2A Girls Track Championships. But it's who wins the race, East Valley's Veronica Garcia, that sparked vitriol online. Veronica is transgender, and her victory was the boiling point for many who voiced their concerns on how this was allowed.
So the rule regarding gender identity and competition has been in place for 18 years. So this is the 18th year we've actually had this rule. Most people don't realize that.
The Washington Interscholastic Activities Association, or WIAA, is the governing body for Washington State youth athletics. Its policy reads, all students should have the opportunity to participate in WIAA athletics and/or activities in a manner that is consistent with their gender identity. Simply put, if a student identifies as a girl, they can compete with the girls.
I have brought up the point each year when we have to renew a contract with the WIA that this is a concern of mine, that the WIA has put this in place to take away that equal right for women to compete.
The WIAA says it is actually preserving equal rights. In this gender toolkit, the WIAA policy says it follows both state and federal law. The federal law states that all persons should receive equal treatment no matter their gender identity or sexual orientation. Going even further, Title IX states that no person on the basis of sex shall be denied participation in or be subject to discrimination under any education program or activity that receives federal financial assistance. Unlike the NCAA that requires transgender athletes to provide documentation of hormonal treatment, the WIAA executive director says student athletes do not need to disclose any medical treatment that they are receiving. Brianne Gray is on the Meade School Board, but says she's speaking for herself and not the whole board. She says the WIAA policy doesn't provide equality at all.
It's the exact opposite of that. There are biological differences that exist, and suggesting that women now have to give up their opportunity to compete in their own category, it's absurd.
Gray tells me many members in the community have also expressed their concerns, even more so after the recent track season completed.
We heard from grandparents, we heard from parents, we heard from people who don't even have kids in the district. We heard from people who don't have kids competing in athletics, that were so concerned and so worried that this was happening to our young females.
There's very divergent views on such topics, especially this one in recent years. And so, yes, people will share their opinions. That's their right. We fully understand. And our attorneys continue to advise that we must follow state law.
That was Marissa Rio reporting. Now, last month, the Kennewick School District passed a resolution to stop trans athletes from competing in girls' high school sports. That resolution is not binding, and it does not mean that trans athletes or intersex athletes in the Kennewick School District can't play with the sport with the gender they identify with. There is some concern, though, that it will create an environment of fear in the Kennewick School District.
The big story once again tonight is the heat. We are going to give you a break, though, checking out a cool park in tonight's We Fly the Northwest.
Always love to see that. And Stacey Lee returns with a look at just how long we're expecting those triple digits to stick around. That is next on Apple Valley News Now.
Jessica Jalol and Jules Sperling. Good Morning Northwest, weekdays on your side.
Allen Brecky Law Offices recruits and trains only the best. For over 30 years, Allen Brecky Law Offices has been working for your rights. Call 735-0546 to find out what your rights are under the law. They're waiting to help you.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Okay, guys, we're all here because US Cellular has an incredible deal. Right now, you can get 4 lines of unlimited data for just $90. On top of that, you also get 4 free phones.
4 free phones.
Swing into Fred's Appliance today for our 4th of July celebration and discover unbeatable deals on the largest selection of in-stock get-it-today inventory in our region. Tackle pet hair and tough stains with the Maytag Pet Pro washer and dryer, now just $7.99 each. Save $800 on the pair during our holiday sale. These Maytag machines feature specialized pet cycles and powerful cleaning technology, making them perfect for pet owners. We sell appliances. Only appliances.
I'm loving a pizza, Tony's big cheese pizza, loving a pizza. I've been loving a pizza, Tony's big cheese pizza, and Yakima's hometown.
Mom, let's order a large pepperoni pizza.
For Tony, big cheese pizza.
Good idea. I'll order it now. Tony's lets me order online or by phone.
When you want lunch or dinner the delicious, easy way, come to Yakima's Hometown Pizzeria.
We can't wait to see you at Tony's Big Cheese Pizza in the Safeway Plaza at 24th and Nob Hill.
Why is my internet slow?
There's only 16 devices connected.
I'm so over this. My cable internet bill just increased again.
My upload speed is so bad, I can't even run a stream without buffering.
Defeat cable lag. Switch to Ziply Fiber, America's fastest home internet. 25 times faster uploads. $65 less a month in cable. Ziply Fiber. Call 1-888-GO-ZIPLY or visit ziplyfiber.com/GoZiply.
Communist China poses an economic and national security threat to America.
And Dan Newhouse is the leader in Congress fighting for our security.
Dan stood up to Communist China and wrote the bill to stop them from buying up American farms and ranches.
And Dan's working to secure the border and stop the flow of deadly Chinese fentanyl through Mexico and into our communities.
Where Joe Biden fails us, Dan Newhouse fights for us.
I'm Dan Newhouse, and I approve this message to stand up to Communist China and to secure our border.
Statistics show most traffic accidents happen a short distance from home, so stay alert and buckle up for safety. But if you get injured, call Alan Brecky Law Offices. Call 735-0546. They're waiting to help you.
Welcome back to the area's only live and local news during the 6:30 half hour. Now a Fly the Northwest summer adventure at a fun urban park. If you find yourself in Spokane Valley and basically Plants Ferry Park, well, it's just north of I-90 near the intersection of Pines and Trent Avenue. Take a look.
We're at Plants Ferry. It's gorgeous. It's really close to our house. We love this park. It's clean, it's open. They've got soccer practices and games that go on Saturday and Sundays, and it's just a great community place to be. So we bring our bikes down here, we walk down here, and then when mommy's tired, we drive down here. This is wonderful. This is actually one of two. There's this one here, and then there's one over on the other side, and so we can kind of take our choice. And then the weather's nice. It's great to get out every week, but yeah, every couple of weeks we're out here.
Finally the weather has settled and it's nice and warm. The pathway is fabulous, a lot of fun to ride. It's a huge asset. Yeah, no, I really enjoy it. I can ride it any time. My brother-in-law's just actually got an e-bike, so we're going to go out and ride on the bike path tomorrow, actually, do a nice little tour around. So, no, I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun to ride, and it's very beautiful. I've actually been here one other time, and the river was pretty low, but this time with all the spring runoff, it's really come up a lot. I'm going out to Liberty Lake, so my total ride will be about just an hour and a half. Pretty easy ride. It's nice to be out in the sunshine. Lovely.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And just watching that water made us feel cooler, right? So let's take a look at our Legends Casino Sky Cam tonight. 108 degrees. There's some folks enjoying the river because that's the place to cool down this evening. Our humidity very low, 17%. That increases our fire danger. Our winds are light tonight, but they're going to increase tomorrow, sunset at 8:49. Let's talk about that smoke and haze. You're seeing it in the air. It's just kind of hovering. That's from some of the fires in our area, and it is impacting our air quality. We're above moderate. We're getting into the unhealthy zone for sensitive groups. So once again, be very safe out there. The good news is most of this is going to pass through the area. And where is it coming from? Pioneer Fire near Chelan, pushing some of that air into our region. That fire is at over 10,000 acres and only 14% contained. So we'll be dealing with some of that smoke. Here's what happens. We're going to get a shift in the weather tomorrow. We'll start getting those westerly winds, and that'll help to blow some of the smoke out of our area that we've been seeing today. So air quality should improve, but we'll be dealing with that smoke and haze tonight. We do have elevated fire danger with red flag warnings pretty much all across the western United States. Hot, dry, low humidity, and those breezy afternoon winds tomorrow. You're really going to feel that in the Kittitas Valley and down the Columbia River Gorge. Fire danger very, very high. Here's our western U.S. heat wave. This is what it looks like tomorrow. There's so many areas, thousands of miles of people under heat advisories or heat warnings or watches all through the region. Here's the weather pattern tomorrow. It's coming up from the southwest, circling around this high, bringing that hot air into our region. That'll start to shift a little bit. That high pressure will move on out, and that'll give us a little bit of relief, not tomorrow, but the following day. Let's look at tonight, though. Staying warm, triple digits through 8 o'clock tonight, dropping down into the 80s and 90s all the way into close to midnight. And then the low temperatures, not very low, close to 70. Yakima, you're going to drop down into the 80s around 10 o'clock tonight, still close to 90, though. And in Hermiston, very warm there, triple digits till 8 o'clock in the evening, dropping down, but again, not getting a lot of cool relief later in the evening. So it's going to be another warm one, another potentially record-breaking day. Look at these temperatures once again, near 110 for Hanford, Tri-Cities, Hermiston at 108, 106 Yakima, and even here along the foothills of the Blues. Even if you try to beat the heat by getting to the mountains, temperatures there close to 100 degrees. Here's that 7-day planning forecast. We have a few alert days as we get over those into the triple digits. We have to hit 103 or higher tomorrow in Yakima to break a record from 1975. 106 tomorrow in Tri-Cities will do it, breaking that record also set back in 1975. In Walla Walla, a little different story there. Have to hit 114 to tie the record back in 1975. Must have been a hot summer, 1975. And here we go, record highs. If we hit over 105 in Hermiston, which it looks like we could do, will break a record from 2015. So very, very hot, very, very dry, high potential for fire spread. In fact, they're mobilizing some of the units in our area to keep us safe for the next 24 to 48 hours. So be fire-wise out there. Still to come, I've got your viewer photo of the day. Austin.
All right, Stacey, thank you. The heat isn't stopping local events. Next on Apple Valley News Now at 6:30, we are talking about plans for a trivia night. That's a partnership with local libraries. Details when we come on back.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino is shifting into high gear with the $160,000 Ultimate American Road Trip. Win free play gas cards or cruise your way up to $50,000 cash every Friday and Saturday. Earn entries every day and multiply them on select Mondays. Then, on July 27th, win a new Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Wild Horse Resort and Casino. More winners, more often.
These are real people seeking solutions to real problems.
I have plantar fasciitis.
Pain with my feet, my knees, knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports.
I definitely feel the heel-to-toe walk.
I'm not feeling any pain, especially in my heel. That's where I always feel it.
I don't feel the knee pain. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Oh, you're a blessing in disguise.
Try them for yourself with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
From Apple Valley News Now, here's your 2-minute take.
Welcome to your 2-minute take. I'm Jason Valentine, coming to you from Lifetime Dental Care in Richland, and I have Dr. John Morgan with us. Doctor, how are you today?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I am fantastic as always when I'm here at Lifetime Dental Care.
We like to hear that.
We're talking about maybe a smile makeover. Some people may be thinking about some aesthetic changes. You have a lot of options with that, right?
We do. That's one of the beautiful things about Lifetime Dental Care is we have a diverse amount of providers. So
sure.
I'm more of a restorative dentist. That's kind of more of my passion.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing we can offer, though, for people that are looking for maybe change or smile, we can be as simple as whitening. Right? Or we can get as in-depth as like a full makeover. So whitening, veneer, sometimes tooth movement even. And so we have providers that can offer all of those different things.
Sure.
A case that I just recently finished up was fantastic. We had our Dr. Armani, our Invisalign provider, move the teeth, got them in position for me. I was able to go in, prep those teeth, and give this person a beautiful smile. It's very aesthetic.
And that's a key. You can plan ahead. Like there's stages to do it. And you spoke about whitening. Technology for whitening has gotten much, much better, hasn't it?
Yeah, it works really well. It's very predictable, especially with the in-office options that we can offer.
Absolutely.
Very, very predictable for people. Yeah.
And a tenet of Lifetime Dental Care is you take the fear out of things.
Right.
You try to make every customer comfortable. So if you're thinking about it but are a little afraid, this is the place to come, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
And
yep.
what is the difference between veneers and crowns?
Yeah, so veneers are basically the covers the surfaces that you can see. So they don't tend to wrap too much on the back of the tooth, so they're much more conservative. We can be very, very thin with veneers. Full crowns, they wrap the entire tooth. We have to be a little bit more aggressive with removal of the tooth structure itself.
Okay.
So veneers sometimes are a great option for people.
All right, doctor, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
He knows what he's talking about. So does Lifetime Dental Care in Richland. I'm Jason Valentine for your 2-Minute Take.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra. All right, calling all Bigfoot believers. Summer's Hub of Kennewick and Mid-Columbia Libraries. They're partnering up. It's all to showcase Lil Brewery Trivia Night, but Sasquatch edition.
All right, this is underway. It goes until 8 o'clock tonight at Summers Hub in Kennewick. Each trivia team can be up to 6 Squatch seekers, and it is open to everyone and free to participate. Event coordinators tell us there's no need to register. All you got to do is show up. We'll be right back.
It's a celebration of cab this summer in Walla Walla. Take part in special tastings of rare library wines, enjoy intimate winemaker dinners, and gain access to premium cabs during the wine panel presentation and tasting. Tickets are on sale now at wallawallawine.com.
Dishwasher on the fritz, laundry giving you fits, a water heater that quits. In a world without Culligan, hard water makes life harder. Get a Culligan softener, the world's best. Put your water worries to rest.
Vegas action is closer than you think. The fun is waiting for you at Nob Hill Casino. Come in and pull up a chair at your choice of blackjack, pie gow, heads up hold'em, or high card flush, and play with the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club to take your game to the next level and earn rewards for food, bowling, prizes, and cash. There's always a spot for you at Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
Welcome to Beaver Valley Lodge, your rustic lodging and event venue in the beautiful Leavenworth, Washington. Experience the great outdoors and enjoy the beauty of the mountains as you stay with us on our 50 acres in the Cascade Foothills. Whether you're joining us for a wedding, retreat, vacation, or family reunion, we're here to make your stay unforgettable. We make it our goal for you to come as a guest, but leave as a friend. Book your stay today at beavervalleylodge.com.
Farming at any scale is often about using what you have at hand to get the job done. Life definitely gets a little easier and more enjoyable when you have the right tools. It's important to me to be a good and reliable farmer, and that means taking care of the environment too. I want to see the valley continue to thrive and provide food long into the future. I just love what I do, and I wake up every day thankful to provide healthy, local food to my community.
Stop by today and feel the power of Pingree.
The Pacific Clinic is a health, sports, and medical campus in Kennewick now accepting new patients for primary care. We offer patient-specific solutions for physical, mental, and emotional health concerns. You'll receive quality one-on-one time with our medical professionals and experienced support team. Begin your new health plan with today's best technologies and facilities for the whole family. Play hard, live well at the PC. Call us at 509-783-5465 today.
It's a celebration of cab this summer in Walla Walla. Take part in special tastings of rare library wines, enjoy intimate winemaker dinners, and gain access to premium cabs during the wine panel presentation and tasting. Tickets are on sale now at wallawallawine.com.
Jessica Jalol and Jules Sperling. Good Morning Northwest, weekdays on your side.
Welcome back. We've been talking about it. It's here. It's the heat.
It's the heat. The heat wave is here. And some of my friends were complaining in June because we had a mild June. Yeah. You guys got it. Summer's here. I'm glad I could deliver it for you. All right, let's take a look at our viewer photo of the day. This is a great way. Dee captured this on her bike ride today of the heat. I don't know how else to take a picture of it, but good job, Dee. Remember, if you'd like to get your weather photo featured on TV, that QR code on the right side of your screen, use your smartphone, snap it, It'll take you right to the appropriate page. All right, let's take a quick look at tomorrow. Again, out the door, very, very warm, triple-digit temperatures. 7-day planner, not much relief there as well, where we could break some more records in both Tri-Cities, Yakima, possibly, I'm thinking, in Hermiston tomorrow. So
yikes.
Be fire-wise, be safe, elevated fire danger as well.
Maybe check out a movie or something.
There you
right?
go. Stay inside. Yeah, stay in the movie theater. Good idea.
Thanks, Stacey, and thank you so much for watching. You can always find the latest on our website, AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
We'll see you at 11, hoping your news is good news.
Good night.